One of the things that, one of the questions, one of the talking points, I should say, that Blackbeard raised in his commentary in this particular video was, and I quote, I have to train a person to adulthood. I have to put, let me paraphrase this one because I don't think I got it all the way down. I have to put my ideals into my child. I don't trust anyone else to do what I can do. And that was my whole base premise of raising the question, the idea, should surrogate mothers be considered as it pertains to this particular social climate that we are living in, the pound me too and ting, and this whole feminist agenda that's being propagated. Should surrogate motherhood be considered? And I agree with the brother Mirage's sentiment. I have to train my child to adulthood. I can't put my trust into another person that they are going to instill the ideals, the philosophy that I deem worthy, or that I deem the best, optimal to navigate through this life. I can't trust nobody else to do that job. I need to do that job. I 100, 200, 300, 1,000% agree with you as it pertains to that. That is why I raised the question about surrogate mothers. Because given the social climate that we live in, and you hold on. Now I hear what you said as it goes for the alchemy and the hormonal and the spiritual connection of two people while they make a child. I get that. I totally get that. But I'm saying, what other option do we have? If you do the numbers, bro. Now I got these numbers from off the Obsidian Media Network via King Sigma, and he surmises that only 25% of black females are redeemable, and you can work with 25%, but there is a large chunk of women who cannot be saved. You cannot work with them. If you impregnate that Stargate, they will fuck shit up. They will. And they have the state judicial system behind them, backing them up. Take your ass down there to family court and see what it's like. Just even if you don't have a child, go down to your local family court and just sit in there. Just take a day off from work, go in there and just sit down and just watch. You have to be there to really understand what's going on. Just sit down and observe and soak it in and see what it's like. I'm telling you, you got a 75% chance if you bust a nut in a bitch. Shit, As soon as the fucking wind changes directions, and she feeling she feeling some type of way, she gonna be dragging your ass down into that family court, and the state definitely gonna get that pound of flesh out your ass. So to avoid all of that fuckery, I raised the question, shit, what about surrogate mothers? That takes that whole piece off the table. That piece is completely off the table at that point. Family court is off the table when you bring in a surrogate mother. And that's a big fucking piece. I'm saying, if we were playing chess, the chess game of life, and as it pertains to reproducing yourself, the family court is like your opponent's queen piece. That motherfucker can go any and everywhere on the board and knock all kind of shit down. So I'm looking at it from a standpoint, let me take that piece off the board. Let me not even play that game of the whole family court system, two-step rodeo fuckery deal. Let me look into an avenue that completely subverts that whole game, which surrogacy motherhood does. It does. You get a surrogate mother, she signs a legal binding contract to give you full and total rights over said child. You don't have to ever worry about the family court system. Ever. And another thing that you said in your video, you said you're gonna have to be around the child to raise the child. Let me give you some anecdotal information as it pertains to me, myself. I have a child. I have one child. You go through my catalog and you can hear me lamenting about the situation between myself and the child's mother. My child's mother has not let me see my child going on. How long has it been? It's going on 2 years now. My child will be 3 this fall. And I haven't seen my child in close to 2 years. Just because this is what she felt like doing. She felt like doing this shit because she wasn't getting her way. So she said, okay, nigga, you won't see your baby then. You know what I did? Went down to the county courthouse because we had a parenting plan wrote up. And I was supposed to get my child on said days and said holidays. And she was supposed to get the child on said days and said holidays on even and odd years, yada, 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 this, that, and the third. Went down there to the county courthouse. I had to pay close to $300 to even file this shit. Now the sheriff, depending on what address, where she lived and where she worked, the sheriffs were only gonna go out twice. I gave them her address, where she was, to serve her these papers to show up in court. I gave them her workplace. The sheriffs went out to her home twice, and she was living with her grandmother. And her family, who interacted with the police, was like, yeah, such and such don't live here anymore. They came out twice, they're not going anymore. So the date of the arraignment comes about. I go to court. I'm the only motherfucker there. The judge tells me, yeah, we sent sheriffs out, and her family said that she doesn't live there anymore. You can try it again and do this shit again to try to get your child's mother in court again to reprimand her for this bullshit that she's been pulling by keeping your child away from you. You can try this whole thing again. And then it's gonna cost money for you to hire a private investigator. Now you can have a private investigator serve her, follow her, know where she's at, and find her personally and serve her. You can do that. Like, what's that movie, Pineapple Express, where the dude was he was serving motherfuckers to go to court and shit, like that type of shit. You can hire a motherfucker like him to, find that bitch and serve her, but that's gonna cost extra money. Now, money ain't the thing. Money ain't shit. It's time. Time. You can't get time back. Time is the most crucial resource that you will ever have on this earth, because it's one resource that once it's gone, you can't get it back. You cannot get it back. You know how much time you're gonna spend wrestling with a bitch for your child in family court? You know how much time you're gonna spend? And it's totally at her whim. It's totally at her whim. You could be her ideal nigga. You could do everything right. You can be, you could have that. You can be Tupac with a degree. You could have the swag. Everything. You could be on point in every aspect. But the wind can change directions, and she could turn on a dime and say, you know what? I want to cause some chaos today. Because I need some attention. So I'm going to fuck his shit up. Let me take his child away from him. Make him go through this rigmarole, fucking Kansas City two-step of shuffle of going downtown and going through the judicial system and shit. Let me do all this. Let me engage in this fuckery, because I want my life to mirror this these bitches that I see on these reality television shows. She could do that if she wanted to. It's at a snap of a finger, bro, and you're done. So yeah, I totally agree with you when you say you're going to have to be around your child to raise your child up in set ideals that you have. But if you do it the natural way, I mean, you can invest time into into said bitch to build some type of bond and connection and try to, adore your, not adore, fucking, what the word I'm looking for? Ingratiate, yeah. You can try to ingratiate yourself to said bitch so that she can feel some type of way about you, so that during the process of conception she can release certain hormones and this, that, and the third to, bring about a said child in that certain chemical balance and whatnot. You can do that if you have time to do that shit. Me myself, I don't have time for that shit. I do not have time for that shit. As Obsidian so eloquently put it, he said he doesn't have time. I don't have time to go into the grab bag of female fuckery to try to pull out a 25%er. I don't have time for that shit. I meet bitches all the time. I get chose all the time. Walk into a gas station, the clerk behind the counter trying to throw me the pussy. I meet bitches all the time. Are these bitches with the program? Are they with the program? So if not, keep it the fuck pushing. And I don't even got time to see if you with the program. You know what I'm talking about? You coming, kneeling at the altar, ready to cooperate. You make that shit known from the jump, or you can get the fuck on. Cause these bitches will put on the front. They'll put on the front. And as soon as that gestation of that egg occurs, they'll turn on the dime on your motherfucking ass. They spin that motherfucking head around like the goddamn exorcist. You're like, where this bitch come from? What the fuck? Yeah, she done couple hours ago, she done pissed on that stick and found out she was pregnant. Oh, she got your ass now. She can drop the act now. You feel me? Shit. I ain't got time for that shit. Yeah, a bitch got time to reel a nigga in and trap a nigga on some fuck shit, on some fuckery shit. Yeah, she got time for that shit. I don't got time for that. Most definitely. I don't got time for that shit, man. She gonna put up a front for a good month, 2 months or so. And as soon as you inseminate her, she gonna spin on you. The whole surrogacy, John, that takes that off the board completely. Because you paying for the shit off tops. You paying for it out the gate. Because the whole deal about this baby mama industrial complex is, it's no secret that these bitches are out here getting pregnant and having babies for the sole purpose of monetary gain. They're doing this shit as a come up. Oh, let me get a nigga with a decent or good job, or even if he don't, whatever, I'll still have a baby bomb so I can get WIC, Section 8, food stamps, child support, yada, yada, yada. And then, besides that, I'm working my job. I got my own job, my $25,000, $30,000 a year job. I'm working my shit. I'm doing my shit. And then on top of that, shit, I can get what? $500 a month in child support. $500, that's what? $6,000 a year. So that's an extra $6,000 in income off this nigga. Plus food stamps and this, that, and the third, yada, yada, yada. It's a hustle, bro. It's a hustle. It's a hustle. And these bitches are looking at niggas like Marx. They're looking at niggas like Marx. And this whole culture that we live in, this whole side chick, side nigga, finesse culture that we live in today, you had Snoop Dogg, someone who I looked up to as a kid. When he dropped his first album in '93, shit, I had the fucking CD and the tape. I brought it to my elementary school. It was fucking extended day program. You know, if both of your parents and shit had to go to work and you had to be at school early, you had the extended day, and then, you know, before school and after school shit. And we had these little tape players and shit where the teacher would play tapes, will play a book on the tape, and, you know, certain shit like that. I would get there, go to the auditorium. I'd be, you know, sitting up chilling. Niggas is playing Connect Four and Uno and shit. I get one of those motherfucking tape players and shit. Go to my little corner, slap in that motherfucking doggy style, nigga. You feel me? Over there thugging it with my with my cross colors on and shit. You feel me? If I starter jacket and shit. You know what I'm talking about? Real shit. But hold on, I digress. Got, you know, had a nostalgic moment real quick. But yeah, even Snoop Dogg said it as it pertained to the situation of Rob Kardashian and Blac Chyna. He said, hey, if you a sucker, you get licked. You know? We live in a finesse culture, a get over, underhanded culture. And the only response to motherfuckers who do get got, who do get marked as suckers and do get got over and shit, is a shoulder shrug. Like, well, nigga, keep it in your pants. You know what's funny about that? You know what's funny? I called the mother of my child's mom. I called her, my child's grandmother. I called my child's grandmother. And I laid it out to her. I said, yo, your daughter's doing this, that, and the third. This shit, she needs to stop this shit. Because it's not conducive to the development of my child. It's not. This shit needs to stop. Like, this is some very fucked up, trivial, juvenile bullshit. And it's only hurting the child. Because, I mean, hell, I'm grown. All my parental issues, I went to go see a therapist for. You know what I mean? I'm living my life. My child is coming up in this fuckery. You know what my child's grandmother told me? This is what she said. Well, maybe you should have kept it in your pants. She basically said, nigga, it's your fault that you got my daughter pregnant. I know my daughter's a complete fuck up and a complete sociopathic bitch. I know she is. But nigga, you shouldn't have fucked her in the first place. This is what we're up against. This is what we're up against. Do you see the lack of forethought? No, I'm quoting her. I'm quoting the grandmother of my child when I said that she said, well, you should have kept it in your pants then. That's a quote. That's exactly what she said. Do you see the lack of forethought in that comment right there? Because I'm laying out some serious grievances at her feet. that can, these grievances can negatively affect my child, can negatively affect her grandchild. And these negative effects can have serious ramifications on said child's future and potential economic situation and reproductive situation. And her response to that was, well, nigga, you should have kept it in your pants. You should have kept it in your pants. Man, trying to tell you. But hear me though. Quick story. I worked at this call center back in I think it was 07, maybe 08, whatever. I'm going to work, hop out the car, walking through the parking lot to the building and shit. It was like early 20s, 23, 24 around the time. And I walked past this brother. He looked like he was a couple years older than me. He might have been like 26, 27 or whatever. He's on his phone, screaming at the top of his lungs, cussing out who's ever on the other end. No, fuck that, bitch. Fuck what you talking about. Yada, yada, yada. He is having a stomp down, drag out argument on the phone with his baby mama in the parking lot of his place of employment. And I looked at this nigga and my heart went out to him. Wasn't shit I could do. I couldn't do shit. I couldn't stop that bitch from being on the fuck shit she was on. I couldn't wave my magic wand and make this nigga, anger go down. Wasn't shit I could do. I looked at him and my heart went out to him. And I said to myself, that would never be me. I will never be that nigga in the parking lot of my place of employment, screaming at the top of my lungs at my baby mama about some fuckery that she's engaging in. That would never be me. Side note, I don't want to toot my own horn. I'm not the most attractive person on the planet, but I have some qualities that the female sex responds to. I get chose. And I've had a lot of women since I've been 18, 19 years old. 8 to be exact. Ask me to inseminate them and give them a child. This is no bullshit. No bullshit. I've had 8 women, including my baby mama. I've had some women say, come out, this one bitch, what she say? Oh, this is what she said. She said something, she was telling a story about her sister. And then when I meditated on, the story, it kind of, it resonated with me that she wasn't talking about her sister. She was really talking about herself. But she contextualized the story that her sister said it to kind of, take pressure off of her. Anyway, this is the story that she said. This is what she said. She said, yeah, my sister is like, I just need a nigga for a couple nuts so I can have a couple babies, and then I'll get me a girlfriend and I'm cool. And I'm looking at her like, what? What? What the fuck? This bitch just told me then she's not even interested in men. She just wants a man to inseminate her a couple times and give her a couple babies, and then she'll go fuck with some dyke bitch. And I was really solidly courting this chick. I was courting her. This is like when I was like 27, 28. I'm talking to this bitch like I'm really trying to make this bitch my girl. Like, this bitch was bad. I'm talking about 5'5", dark skin, hourglass shape, like cute face. Like, shit, she was bad. She was bad. But yeah. And we was talking one time. And she said it real quick. She said it real quick. And I should have said something and make her, I should have said something at the time to make her, elaborate and expound on what she said. But she said, yeah, I just want a baby. I'm we on the phone talking and shit. I'm really trying to court her. I'm really trying to get to know her and shit, to try to bring her into this fold, bring her into my fold. And she says, I just want a baby. Now the prior comment that I told you that she said before, she was letting me know, like, nigga, even if you give me a baby, I'm not gonna come into your fold. I'm gonna, take the baby and do what the fuck I wanna do with it. Now granted, that ain't the bitch that's my baby mama. You know what I mean? But, or my BM, I hate saying baby mama. That bitch is my BM. Bowel movement, baby, whatever. But this is what we're up against, man. This is what we're up against. I totally agree with you as it pertains to raising an heir, a parent to your empire up with your own two hands. I totally agree with that. You don't want it to be left in the hands of somebody else. Especially if that someone else is of lesser stock than you. And I'm talking about from a moral, ethical, intellectual standpoint, not just financial. If that's a piece of shit, bitch, chances are she's gonna raise your child to be a piece of shit just like her. Now the question is, do I want to risk now? Hold on, let me go back. Now you got a lot of, given the social climate of today, you got a lot of piece of shit bitches out here faking the funk with a nasty dunk, as Obsidian would say. You got a lot that are, as we say back in my town, they perping. Short for perpetrating. You got a lot of these bitches perping out here. They perping like they wifey material until they get, until they get knocked up. Then they like, all right, nigga, I got you now. I'm gonna let my hair, I'm gonna show my ass and let my hair hang now. Let my hair down now. You got a lot of bitches perping out here, man. I don't got time to weave these bitches out to see if they perping or not. Bitch, what's happening? Is you with the shit, is you not? If not, you can go ahead and take your ass down to the local ghetto and get with your local Pookie and Ray Ray to give you that nut. Don't come looking for my semen just because I'm tall and handsome and I got a little something. But you got a lot of bitches that's on that shit. These bitches are predatorial. And I don't got time for this shit, man. I really don't. I really don't. Real shit. My whole thing is this whole surrogacy, the surrogate mother shit. It takes that piece off the chessboard. You don't even have to deal with that shit. They got a whole dossier of information on said bitch. Okay, this bitch is this old, she's this ethnicity, she's this tall, she weighs this much, this is her medical history, this is her family's medical history. You know, she doesn't have a fucking, her family doesn't have a history of diabetes and this, that, and the third, and her IQ is this high, and yada, yada, yada. And you can pay X amount of dollars up front. You know, this is the facility where she will be taken care of during the pregnancy process, and this is where she'll be born. And you know, you got all that shit right there. It's just laid out right there. All you gotta do is just slap the motherfucking stacks on the table and give your fucking deal of semen to them, and they gonna, you know, handle the rest. You feel me? All them problems is taken care of. I'm talking about I'm on some Joshua Predator shit, man. I'm trying to replicate myself as the best possible me that I can. I'm 6 feet tall. I want my son to be at least 6'3". You know? I'm what, 6 feet, 220 pounds and shit. You know, I'm athletic, I got my shit. I want my son to even be better than that. You know, I'm college educated, you know, accomplished. I want my son to be even better than that. As I've been hearing Kirigakure Jones and, you know, refer to the mad bus driver saying you need to choose the proper Stargate. This is me choosing the proper Stargate. I'm just cutting through the bullshit. I'm cutting out the fat. This is a lean process of me choosing a proper Stargate. I don't want no fat on my steak. Cut all that fat off. I want straight meat. Let's get to the meat of the situation. I need a exceptional vessel to inseminate to give me an exceptional child. That's what I need. Now I can go about it the natural way, searching for said woman, wooing said woman, and then establishing and building some sort of connection with said woman so that she can release these hormones during the time of inception, or I can just cut to the chase. Let's get straight to the chase. It's a cheat code. It's a cheat code, basically. It's a cheat code to the end goal, because you know I'm not working solely for myself. I'm trying to build something and pass it down. And what's funny is about the cheat code is I hear you talk about the Princess Jasmine archetype that you talk about. What's funny is, you know, I grew up in the late 80s, early 90s. I was born in the mid 80s. Grew up late 80s, early 90s and shit. So I was around when, you know, Lion King came out on VHS and Aladdin came out on VHS. And I remember when McDonald's had the little promotion where they would, you know, you would order a Happy Meal and they would give you like a Aladdin cup or a Lion King cup, or you know, those type of cups and shit. And I also had the Aladdin video game. I believe it was a Super Nintendo. If I'm I had the Aladdin game on Super Nintendo, and you know, you would go through the city and shit and collect the apples and shit, and you know, but they had a cheat code to where you could skip levels and shit, and you go to the last level and you riding on the carpet, and you like in the fucking I think it was the tiger or the lava joint. There was the last level on that Aladdin video game when you know you was in like uh the lava stage or whatever. Yeah, yeah. We getting straight to the shit. Let's get straight to the last stage. Let me put in this cheat code. Boop, boop, boop. I'm there. Time to get it done. This is why I raised the question of the surrogate mother. Let's cut the fuckery off the steak. I don't want no fuckery on my steak. Let's get straight to the meat. And you also said it's not like the child is like a possession item because it has two parents. Now, to that, I say tell that to the state. I mean, that sounds good. It really does. In the idealistic sense, music to my ears. You preaching to the choir, brother. But as it pertains to the state gonna say, nigga, that child came out of that bitch's pussy. That's her child. You are just a visitor. It's a game, and she's got the only controller. You can't even play. She only got one controller, and that's her controller. So I mean, it sounds good, but all right then. Tell that to your local family court. Then you said, you know, Amaru Maru took Meru to South America. That may be true, but still, at that given time, they didn't have a municipal court system that could fleece your ass and flog your ass. They didn't have that. You know, if you put it in its proper context, if Amaru and Meru were to go up into a judicial court system of today, and the court would lean heavily to Meru, Amaru would be sitting there like, let me go ahead and get me a job and pay this child support. This bitch got my child, and I can just hear Meru now on the phone like, nigga, you ain't did this for your son, you ain't did this for your daughter, da da da. You feel me? We not living 20, 30,000 years ago in Lemuria, bro. We're not. This isn't ancient. The time that we're living in today isn't ancient Jerusalem. It's not. You have to abide by what's going on today. You have to work the landscape. You have to work the land today. You got to maneuver the landscape today. This is what we're up against. We're not living in ancient Lemuria. Okay, Maru took Maru to South America to repopulate after the fall of Lemuria, this, that, and the third. Okay, I get that. But I guarantee you, had Maru had some sort of judicial system fallback to drag Amaru to, I guarantee you, she might have took that nigga up in there and fleeced him for what he got. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, you made another point. What the woman thinks about the man during conception releases hormones that plays a part in the child. Okay, I already talked about that. Now, all right, I'm not saying fuck all women. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that at all. You know, what I am saying is fuck the family court system. That's what I'm saying. If you can get a surrogate mother to give you a child, and then you find another woman whom you have a bond with, and then essentially, this is essentially what these bitches are doing to us. These bitches going out and getting babies by these cuck boys, and then by these fuck boys and shit. They get knocked up by the niggas who they want to get knocked up by, and then they trying to get another nigga to fucking fit the bill and play daddy. Well, okay. What I'm saying is, well, let's do the same shit. Let's get a surrogate mother to give us a child, and then let's find a bitch that's gonna, be like, all right, nigga, I like you for you, and let's go ahead and blend this shit. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying fuck all women. I'm not on some homosexual shit. I'm not. I'm really not. I'm not on some pussy worshiping woman veneration shit. But I'm not in any illusion that that one group can raise a child better than the other. It does take two people. It does. It does. But what I'm saying, what I'm telling the brothers, is to take the risk off the table. At least take the risk off of you. Shit, I mean, because what I'm saying is you got to pay for the shit anyway. It's gonna cost you regardless. You feel me? Like what's that plumber off of the Martin show that fucking choked on that Vienna sausage and shit and passed out and shit? What did he tell Martin? He said, "Hey, it may cost you a little, it may cost you a lot, but it will cost you. This shit gonna cost you regardless. This shit gonna cost you, bro." So I'm saying, shit, this surrogacy mother shit, you paying for the shit up front. You go ahead and, all right, let me pay for this shit up front. Let me go ahead and get this shit out the way right now, so I ain't gotta worry about that shit. That's what I'm talking about. And as far as the what you said, are you gonna pay attention to the? I'm paraphrasing. Are you gonna pay attention to the niggas ain't shit narrative that we've been having? I mean, yes and no. Do I really give the whole niggas ain't shit narrative any credence? No, I don't. I really don't. I don't. That shit gets no wind to fly over here. But for niggas who are not in the know, they really should know how these bitches feel about them. Because knowing your enemy is 90% of the battle. And we are at war. This is a war. We are at war. Like it or not, the vast majority of these females do not like you. They harbor extreme contempt for you. They really don't like you. Yeah, of course, yeah. I could go out here and stick my hand in the grab bag of female fuckery and try to pull out a 25%er. And like, oh, okay. This bitch came from a 2-parent household. She respects the male principle, you know, and she respects me, and, you know, she's not gonna, you know, fucking drag me through the family court or through the judicial system to try to fuck me over, to have some sort of petty power. Yeah, okay. I can work with her. I don't have time to find this bitch. I don't have time to. So yes, in a sense, I am gonna pay attention to this this war cry from these females talking about niggas ain't shit. That is a battle cry. Every time a black man hears a female say niggas ain't shit, your ears should stand up like a goddamn Doberman pinscher. You should zero in on her. You should have those 3-dot triangles go right over that fucking target. Like the Predator. Your fucking shoulder plasma cannon should zero in on that target. Because that target needs to be eliminated. And I'm not saying in a literal sense. I'm not advocating violence against anybody, but I'm using this I'm using a predator as a metaphor. Like, shit, as soon as you hear that shit, you know what I mean? Real shit. Your shoulder plasma cannon should zero in on that. Real shit. So yes, we should pay attention, some attention, when these females say niggas ain't shit. But granted, when I initially said yes and no, you know, no, you shouldn't obsess over it. It shouldn't, your world shouldn't revolve around it. I'm on certain Facebook groups I'm in certain Facebook groups, and I see brothers who hop on there and they just overtly trolling black women by posting shit venerating white women. And I know they don't mean it. I know they just trolling, but I'm like, nigga, you trolling this hard. You know, it's showing weakness. It's like, I think it's the 23rd, 24th, or 25th law of power, talking about, you know, you should appear to do your job effortlessly. You know, if it looks that you're working hard, that denotes powerlessness, because you gotta hustle. You gotta work harder than the next motherfucker. I don't know why I went on that tangent. But yeah, you gotta pay attention to this shit, man. But I understand the overall esoteric and, you know, spiritual and alchemist ramifications of single motherhood. I'm not saying that it's the end all be all, but I'm saying it should be a viable option for brothers. You need to keep all options open. You know, it's just like a game of chess. How you gonna play a game of chess? How you gonna win a game of chess and you refuse to move your rooks? I'm just telling niggas, hey, you got rooks at the end of the board. You know you can move them motherfuckers, right? They can go straight or they can go lateral. You can move those. That's my whole thing. I'm not saying that this is the solution. I'm not saying that this is the end all be all. What I'm saying is it is an option. That's just like when you playing Madden and you get to the line of scrimmage and you don't like how the defense is lining up on you. You hit triangle and you can go and audible that motherfucker and change the play. It is an option. It is an audible. Audible. But you get what I'm saying, man. But yeah, though. You know, much respect, dude. No beef. I'm not calling you names. I'm not throwing any shade. You might not even be talking about me for all I know. I felt it. You didn't say my name, but I felt you was addressing me. I really did. So I had to sit on it for a while. I said, man, let me go ahead, man, and respond to this. And you're not necessarily surrogacy. You're not necessarily bringing yourself out, man. Like you can go to several places in the world, several states here in the United States, and go through a surrogate mother to get your seed so that you can pass your empire down. So you can raise a son to be a emperor in your wake, or you can raise a daughter to be an empress. But man, that's all I gotta say about this. This is Benjamin D'Souza. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm out.